Not exactly. Everywhere you look, people are asking the same question. Is the Calgary real estate market finally crashing? It's a valid concern, especially with all the headlines we've been seeing. After a few years of intense price growth, things are definitely shifting. We're seeing more for sale signs linger on lawns and hearing about price reductions in certain neighborhoods. This slowdown has many homeowners feeling nervous, wondering if their property values are about to take a nosedive. It's easy to get caught up in the citywide averages and assume the entire market is heading in one direction. But the truth is, the big picture doesn't tell the whole story. The reality on the ground is far more nuanced. What we're experiencing today, in December 2025, isn't a single market in decline. Instead, Calgary is behaving like four distinct markets rolled into one city. Each property type, detached homes, semi-detached homes, townhomes, and apartments, is on its own unique journey. Some segments are feeling the pinch more than others, while some are still showing surprising strength. Understanding this key difference is the first step to making a smart real estate decision. You can't apply the same logic to selling a downtown condo as you would to selling a large family home in the suburbs. This fracturing of the market is driven by fundamental economics. Supply and demand. For years, the demand for detached homes was through the roof, pushing prices to record highs. Now, as affordability has become a major challenge, buyers are shifting their focus. The lower-priced segments of the market are seeing different activity levels compared to the high-end luxury sector. For example, while the detached market is cooling and inventory is rising, the apartment condo market is holding steadier. Ignoring these individual trends is like trying to navigate a complex city with a map that only shows the main highway. So, no, the Calgary market isn't experiencing a uniform crash, it's undergoing a rebalancing. Certain areas and property types are seeing price adjustments, which is a natural and healthy part of any real estate cycle. This creates challenges for some, but it also opens up incredible opportunities for others who know where to look. Instead of panicking about a crash, savvy buyers and sellers should be focused on understanding the specific dynamics of the market segment they are interested in. This is a market that rewards strategy, not speed. Knowing the details is your greatest asset right now. Let's break down these four markets. First, we have detached homes. This segment saw the most dramatic price increases over the past few years. As of December 2025, it's also the market experiencing the most significant cooling. The benchmark price for a detached home has softened, sitting around $700,000 after peaking earlier this year. Inventory has climbed significantly, giving buyers more choices than they've had in a long time. Sales have slowed, and months of supply have crept up, pushing this segment firmly into balanced territory, and even leaning towards a buyer's market in some higher-priced areas. Next up are the semi-detached homes, or duplexes. This market acts as a bridge between detached homes and townhomes, and its performance reflects that. Prices here have also seen a slight dip, with the benchmark now around $615,000. While supply has increased, it hasn't ballooned as much as in the detached sector. This market remains relatively balanced, but the trend is similar to detached homes: more choice for buyers and less upward pressure on prices. Families looking for a bit more space than a townhome, but finding detached homes out of reach are still active here, keeping sales from dropping too sharply. The townhome market is where things get more interesting. This segment has shown remarkable resilience. With affordability being a top concern for many Calgarians, townhomes offer a fantastic middle ground. The benchmark price is holding steady at approximately $450,000. While sales have moderated slightly from their peak, demand remains strong enough to absorb new listings. Inventory levels are not rising as quickly here, keeping it a seller's market in many popular communities. First-time buyers and downsizers are competing for these properties, preventing the price drops we're seeing in more expensive housing types. Finally, we have the apartment condominium market. For years, this was the forgotten segment of Calgary real estate. Now, it's having a moment. With a benchmark price around $320,000, it's the most affordable entry point into the market. Demand is very strong, fueled by first-time buyers and investors looking for positive cash flow. Sales are robust, and inventory remains tight, especially for well-managed buildings in desirable locations. This is the only segment that is still firmly in a seller's market, with prices continuing to show modest gains even as the rest of the market cools. It's a complete reversal from just a few years ago. One of the biggest stories influencing household decisions right now is the intersection of mortgage renewals and interest rates. Many homeowners who bought or refinanced in 2020 or 2021 are facing their first renewal. They are coming off fixed rates that were often below 2%. The prospect of renewing at the higher rates we saw earlier this year caused a lot of anxiety. However, the landscape has changed in recent months. The Bank of Canada has begun to slowly lower its key lending rate in response to a cooling economy, and mortgage rates have started to follow suit. This shift creates a unique psychological and financial situation for homeowners. While current variable and fixed rates, hovering around 4.5 to 5%, are still much higher than their old rates, they are lower than the peak we saw 6 months ago. This drop has provided a small but significant sense of relief. For a family renewing a $500,000 mortgage, the difference between a 6% rate and a 5% rate is hundreds of dollars per month. This easing of pressure is giving households a bit more breathing room to think and plan, rather than making a panicked decision to sell. This environment is creating a move-up opportunity for strategic homeowners. Consider a family living in a townhome they bought several years ago. Their property has gained significant equity, and the townhome market is still strong. They can sell their property for a great price. At the same time, the detached home market they aspire to move into has softened. Prices are down from their peak and there is more inventory to choose from. This means the price gap between their current townhome and their desired detached home has narrowed considerably. It's the classic strategy of sell high, buy low. For example, let's say your townhome is worth $450,000 in a strong market. You want to buy a detached home that was priced at $750,000 at the peak, but is now listed for $700,000. By selling your townhome close to its peak value and buying the detached home after it is corrected, you've effectively shrunk the price gap by $50,000. Even with a higher mortgage rate, the lower purchase price makes the move more manageable. This is the kind of strategic thinking that turns a changing market into a personal advantage. It's about understanding the specific conditions of each market segment and using the imbalance to your benefit. Let's put this into a simple real-life scenario. Meet the Smiths. They own a townhome in a desirable southern community, which they bought for $350,000. Today, in the strong townhome market, it's worth $450,000. They have 2 growing kids, and have been dreaming of a detached home with a backyard. The home they love in the same area was selling for $720,000 6 months ago. Today, due to the cooling in the detached market, a similar home is listed for $680,000, and there are 3 others to choose from. The sellers are motivated. The Smiths decide to act. They list their townhome and, because it's in a high-demand segment, it sells quickly for close to their asking price of $450,000. They have built $100,000 in equity. They then turn their attention to the detached home market. With more negotiating power as buyers, they purchase their dream home for $670,000, which is $50,000 less than it would have cost them at the market's peak. The price difference between their sale and their purchase is only $220,000. If they had tried this move a year ago, that gap would have been closer to $300,000. This is a perfect example of leveraging market imbalances. For buyers in today's market, my advice is to be patient but prepared. The cooling prices and rising inventory, especially in the detached and semi-detached markets, are your friends. Get pre-approved for a mortgage, so you know exactly what you can afford with the new interest rates. Don't be afraid to negotiate. With more homes on the market, sellers are more willing to be flexible on price and conditions. Focus on properties that have been on the market for a while. Those sellers are often the most motivated. This is a great time to find a home without the frantic pressure of a bidding war. For sellers, the key is realism and strategy. If you are selling a detached or semi-detached home, you must price it correctly from day one. The days of testing the market with a high price are over. Your home needs to be in show home condition to stand out from the increased competition. However, if you are selling a townhome or an apartment, you are still in a position of strength. You can be firm on your price, but be aware that the overall market sentiment is shifting. For everyone, understanding which of the 4 markets you are in is the most critical piece of the puzzle for success.